Welcome. My name is Mike Baratta, President of Fortress Brokerage Solutions. Fortress Brokerage is an insurance distribution organization that assists independent agents and consumers with life insurance, long-term care insurance, annuities, and disability income products. We pieced together this video blog series called The Golden Years because I know firsthand the hardships families experience when taking care of a loved one who cannot take care of themselves. We hope to educate you on the issue that surrounds this all too common problem and provide solutions that you and your family can employ to ensure that a good plan is in place. When the time does come to navigate the murky waters of this emotional and financially draining journey, you are prepared and ready to do all the necessary things that need to be done to ensure your family member lives dignified through their golden years. I would like to share with you the experience that my siblings and I encountered in caring for our parents, because it left me with a profound understanding of what we should have or could have done to make things easier on all of us and better for our parents. We were a family of 6, 2 parents and 4 children. My mother, siblings, and I were all healthy, but my father suffered from multiple sclerosis. This is a progressive and degenerative disease, rendering him a quadriplegic in the early 1960s. Although traditional health insurance took care of the normal medical needs, it did not cover the treatments to reduce the progression of his multiple sclerosis, or cover services to assist us in the day-to-day activities of daily living. These activities are things like feeding and bathing, clothing and transferring, toileting and continence, and as you might imagine, caring for somebody who does not have the use of their arms and legs for these day-to-day activities is a duty all its own. Just getting my dad out of bed in the morning and into his wheelchair took significant strength and energy. Since there was no one to help us, our young family took care of these services. Every single day of our lives revolved around the need to help my father with his most basic needs. Fortunately, my father did have his mental faculties. He lived, laughed, and loved, and saw his youngest grandchild to be born before his passing in 1999 at the age of 77 years old. Sometime after my father's passing, we noticed my mother in the beginning stages of dementia. We had very little idea of her finances as Mom was a very private person. My siblings and I had no access to any of her information. No paper trail to indicate how to do things like pay the monthly bills, or even who her medical providers were. Did she have an attorney or a CPA? Were there any documents allowing us to discuss and act on her behalf in financial, medical, and governmental matters? If there were, we were not made aware of them. These were all items we needed to sort out through this confusing time of her life. To compound matters, my siblings and I had our own families, homes, and careers, adding to the additional stress. We first attempted to move Mom in with one of the siblings. When that didn't work, we tried another sibling. Due to the effects of Alzheimer, my mother became irritable and combative. It was impossible for us to integrate her into our homes and our young families. And so the decision was made to try a nursing home with a memory unit. We selected the best money could buy, but this experience was a complete failure. My mother had suffered a sprained ankle, a broken wrist, a concussion, and lost 30 pounds in 1 month. I'm not saying that all nursing homes are bad, but we found that the personnel was not as qualified and attentive as we needed, liked, or wanted for her. We knew we had to find an alternative. Otherwise, Mom wasn't going to make it much longer in the nursing home. My siblings and I made a new decision. We moved Mom back into her home and employed round-the-clock care. There were issues that arose more significant than the financial burden of 24-hour care. It was difficult to find the right people to provide quality care through the home care service. Caregiving to an Alzheimer patient is a very demanding job, and it takes a special person to deal with all the physical and emotional issues. Normal everyday things like home expenses, food, excursions, entertainment, and maintenance were all the easy items. The more difficult tasks are scheduling to make sure that caregiver shifts are covered. Having a log to track actions to make sure that mom was being fed and she was being bathed and she was getting clothed and brushed her teeth and went to the restroom and changed when clothes got soiled, and more on a consistent basis. More importantly, oversight needs to be provided to eliminate theft of personal items or worse, elderly abuse. We experienced a lot of heart-wrenching issues with this journey, including abuse of my mother by a caregiver. Making matters more difficult is my parents had no written direction for us on their elderly care. This caused many confrontations between the siblings. This is my story, but it doesn't have to be yours. In this series, I'll discuss the need to have a clear written plan, how to make it legal and accessible to your successor, funding of the written plan, and guidance on how to organize maintenance services and end-of-life items. I will dive into all of these in detail in subsequent videos so that you can digest the material in small, understandable pieces. It's important for all of us to have a plan that can be executed by another so that we can live dignified in our golden years. If you have any questions about planning for care and needs of another, please call your Fortress Brokerage Solutions representative at 678-322-3040, and we will be happy to assist or provide referrals to people who can. Thank you very much.